today's class, we would be discussing the unitary features. This is another important concept. We do not have dual citizenship. When we say characteristic features of federalism, dual citizenship is the feature of federalism. In United States of America, they have dual citizenship. The citizens have dual citizenship. One is a federal citizenship, and for states also they have another citizenship. So, they have dual citizenship. But in our case, in India, we have a single citizenship both for the union and the state government. So, once we have enrolled, we do not have other citizenship for state, single citizenship. We say we can move anywhere, we can settle anywhere, we can start our business or occupation anywhere irrespective of the place of birth. So, this single citizenship we can settle anywhere in any state. So, entire thing of providing citizenship holds in the hand of union government. It rests in the hand of union government. So, we have only single citizenship and no citizenship exclusively available for the state. So, it is a unitary feature. Obviously, we can understand that this promotes integrity, unity among the citizens of India. But here when we say federalism, as we are talking about federalism, this concept of single citizenship goes against the values of federalism. Governor's appointment, very important and very controversial area where governor is appointed by the center, that is union. We have a governor who is a nominal head in the state. We have a directly elected assembly where one of the member from the directly elected body would become a chief minister, and in assembly also we have council of ministers, we have cabinet ministers, but we also have a nominal head in the name of governor. And governor is again appointed by the union government through president. So, the concept of governor who is not directly elected but just handpicked and nominated by the union government would become a bone of contention when there is no good relation between the union and the states. That is the reason why we call governor as an agent of the union in the state. Governor acts as an agent. Though governor has many power, he has many discretionary power other than the powers given or provided in the constitution. The post of governor has generally been misused because we see there are many cases in Supreme Court who have challenged the powers of the governor. So, the interstate relation or the center-state relation has been undermined because governor is not directly elected but nominated by the union government. In America, every state has a directly elected governor. The governor of the state has been directly elected by the people. We do not have a concept as agent of federal government in the state government. But in India, as we know, the election process is very costly. So, we thought that governor should be just nominated by the union. As we know, we are more towards a unitary state. So, governor is a person who generally becomes a link between the union government and the state government. If there is any bill or any act which goes contradictory to the constitution, such bills, by using the power of governor to uphold or to withhold such bills, and he generally using those veto power will withhold such bill and send it to the president. President has absolute veto to stay such bills. So, we call governor as an agent of the union government in the states. The state government does not appoint the governor, but the center appoints. So, center has become more powerful here. So, the governor, and generally the governor should not be the person from that state. It is generally followed thing where the governor should be from other states. So, here Governor's appointment is again a unitary feature. New states formation. See, when we read about federalism, it is the autonomy of the states. We know our country, India, when we say federalism, it is indestructible union with destructible states. Here, states do not have integrity. They can be changed. New states can be created, or two states can be merged. The boundaries can be altered. The names can be changed. So, we have indestructible union with destructible states. That is the concept we have. In United States of America, there is different concept. States can come out of the agreement because they have formed union by agreement. So, here new states formation, only Parliament has the exclusive power to bring those bills related to formation of new states or changing the boundaries, changing the name. It is nothing to do with the states concerned. Obviously, the Parliament or the President would send a notice to the states asking for their opinion, but the opinion is not binding on the union government or the President. So, the new states formation is exclusively within the hands of the Parliament or within the union government. So, definitely this concept undermines the concept of federalism. So, increasing or reducing the territorial boundary, changing the names can be done only by the Parliament, nothing to do with the state legislative assembly. So, new states formation is a feature of unitary state, unitary system. We have all India services. Every country has, where we have followed the concept of federalism, where there is a union government and there is a state government, there is a two-tier government. Every country has their federal services and provincial services. In our country, we also have central services and state services. But this is a unique feature to India. All India services are those services which are common to both center and the state. We have three All India services here: Indian Administrative Services, that is IAS, Indian Police Services, IPS, and Indian Forest Services, IFS. So, these services are recruited and trained by the central government, but posted to the state governments. So, All India services also become a link between the union government and the state government. The members of All India services would ensure that the union policies or the programs framed by the union government, we generally call those as centrally sponsored schemes. So, these centrally sponsored schemes are to be implemented in all the states uniformly. So, to maintain that uniformity, we need such services. But again, when we say, when these services are common to both union government and state government, it would definitely undermine the concept of federalism. It would undermine the concept of autonomy given to the states. And there were lot of things which have said that Indian services or All India services has undermined the state's autonomy. Even the Finance Commission, the 4th Finance Commission, which is a constitutional body headed by Raj Mannar. So, Dr. Raj Mannar committee has also said that this services has to be abolished. So, IAS, IPS, IFS, whatever the name, the All India services has to be abolished. But looking at the integrity of the nation and looking at the diversity of the nation, we need to have such services. One thing is, it will bring uniformity among all the states, it reduces the equality, it promotes the feeling of nationalism, patriotism, it promotes the feeling of unity, integrity. So, obviously, we need to have those services. These are the services which are recruited and trained by the union government, but given posted to the states, but the ultimate action, disciplinary action, would be taken by the union government. The state government would take in only basic things. So, though the powers lies with the state government in disciplinary action, but the ultimate action would be taken by the union government. So, these services offer uniformity in administration throughout the nation, but may not be in the interest of the state governments. That is the reason why many people or many states has thought of abolishing these all India services. Integrated election machinery. As we know, Article 324, we have a common election machinery for both union government and the state government. So, the power to conduct elections, the power to prepare electoral rolls, the power to settle disputes also, to supervise and to conduct free and fair election. It is the Election Commission. It is a constitutional independent body. So, the members of Election Commission are also appointed by the President, and obviously the President appoints on the advice of the union government. That is the reason why we say the Election Commission of India is a unitary feature. The Election Commission of India, ECI, conducts elections to Parliament, to both the houses, to the Lok Sabha and to the Rajya Sabha. It also conducts elections to the state assemblies also, and where we have bicameralism at the state level, it also conducts elections to the MLCs, that is corporation councils. So, here MLA and MLC elections, MPs both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and elections of President of India. Elections to the President of India and Vice President also conducted by the Election Commission, which is common to both union and state government. We have State Election Commission also. We have State Election Commission, which is under Article 243K. So, State Election Commission generally conducts election for local governments, that is municipals and panchayats, but at the assembly level, at the state level, it is Election Commission of India which conducts election, and all those things which governs Election Commission of India, right from qualification, their term, their disciplinary action, all these lies in the hands of the Parliament. So, Parliament could bring many such provisions which gives powers to the Election Commission of India. So, we say that Election Commission of India is a unitary feature because it is common to both union government and state governments. So, the members of the Election Commission are appointed by the President, and the Chief Election Commissioner is a powerful authority. No one could remove the election commissioners if it is a 3-member body or multi-member body. It is not easy to remember the members of Election Commission without having opinion taken by the Chief Election Commissioner. So, it is a pure unitary feature when we say regarding Election Commission of India. This is again an important feature, that is unitary feature, veto over state bills. As we generally know, the governor will withhold certain bills passed by the state assembly. It might be, those bills might be against the values of the constitution, or it might not be in the interest of the larger section of the society. So, the governor would generally veto such bills having his discretionary powers. The same bill can also be sent to the president. గవర్నర్ అలాంటి బిల్ని ప్రెసిడెంట్ని కూడా పంపించవచ్చు. ప్రెసిడెంట్ దగ్గర కూడా అబ్సల్యూట్ వీటో ఉంటుంది. ఒకసారి అసెంబ్లీ బిల్ పాస్ చేసిన తర్వాత అలాంటి బిల్ని గవర్నర్ ప్రెసిడెంట్స్ కన్సిడరేషన్కి పంపిస్తారు. సో ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆ బిల్స్ని మళ్ళీ తిరిగి అసెంబ్లీకి పంపించవచ్చు ఏదైనా చేంజెస్ చేయమని. అదర్వైజ్ ఇఫ్ ద సేమ్ బిల్ ఈజ్ ప్రెజెంటెడ్ టు ద ప్రెసిడెంట్ అగైన్, ద ప్రెసిడెంట్ మే ఆర్ మే నాట్ return the bill, or he may not pass the bill. So, president has absolute veto. Because president is the union head, it would generally be a unitary feature in not considering the bills passed by the state assembly. So, that provision undermines the concept of federalism. So, the president enjoys absolute veto here. After reconsideration also from state assembly, the president may stop the bill with him, may keep the bill with him. So, he enjoys absolute veto, and this is against the concept of federalism. Moving to another unitary feature, audit machinery. That is, we have integrated auditing machinery. We have CAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General, under Article 148. We have a common auditing machinery both for union and state governments. So, single authority would audit the accounts of both union governments and state governments as well. So, the accounts of the state is also maintained by the CAG. So, here one constitutional authority, union authority, would audit the accounts of state governments. So, this shows that states do not have financial independency, because the constitutional authority, the union government, because CAG is appointed by the president again. So, CAG will audit the accounts of the state government. So, we can easily say that this undermines the financial autonomy of the state governments. The accounts of union government and state government, where the state generally should have an autonomy to spend their budget as the requirement of those states, but because of the fear of CAG, most of the policies of the state government would not be implemented. So, integrated audit machinery is a feature, unitary feature, and not a federal feature. We have another important thing, that is power to remove key officials. Key officials are generally appointed by the union government only, because we know the union government through president appoints election commission chairman, members of the election commission, members of the Union Public Service Commission, chairman of the Union Public Service Commission, and members of the State Public Service Commission, CAG, Attorney General, Advocate General. So, all those things are appointed by the president, that is union government. And obviously, in judiciary also, right from the Chief Justice of India to the judges of High Court, every judge is appointed by the president on the aid and advice of the union government, that is the cabinet, the powerful decision making authority. So, here to appoint and to remove key officials is also within the hands of union government, which undermines the concept of federalism. Here union government has become more powerful. They could appoint or they could remove any official. We have a process to remove the Chief Justice of India, to remove the chairman of UPSC, or to remove the election commission member. There has to be a process which is followed in the parliament. Parliament, again, the bill should be passed, for example, on various grounds of misbehavior, incapacity. So, on all these grounds, these officials would be removed, and those officials are removed by the parliament. So, parliament has unilaterally has powers to remove such key officials without taking any advice or any suggestions from the state government. So, this provision is also against the feature of federalism, and here this is a unitary feature, giving more power to the union government. So, as we have discussed all these things, unitary features, we need to also criticize what this federalism is, why we have opted federalism. All the features has been provided to the union government, all the powers has been given to the union government. What Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has said in the Constituent Assembly or in the Assembly is, we are not the federalism as in United States of America. Article 1 of Indian Constitution says that India is a union of states. We are not here by agreement. We are not came together by agreement. So, we call this as a holding together federalism, not coming together federalism. So, whatever the question of being centralized or giving more power to the union government, the basis of this criticism has been exaggerated. In the words of B.R. Ambedkar, he says that the critics said that there is an exaggeration saying the power has been given, more power has been given to the union government. We know the main power is to having a legislative power. In our system, we have two-tier system. We have union government and state government. State government has its own legislative body, that is assembly. Union government has its own legislative body, parliament. So, state government independently, autonomously can bring law. There is no interference of union government in the matters of state legislative assembly in normal conditions. We have exceptions. Obviously, we have exceptions. Under exceptional conditions or emergency conditions, we have a provision mentioned in the Constitution by Article 352, 356 and 360 imposing emergency, where there is a transformation of entire system from federation to unitary. So, that is exceptions, and Supreme Court also says that exceptions are not rules. So, in abnormal circumstances where we have threat to our constitution or threat to the democracy, threat to the sovereignty or secularism of the nation, obviously the union government becomes more powerful. The state assemblies would be kept under suspension, giving law making power to the parliament. So, that is under exceptional conditions. We could not say that our country is not following any federal feature. Obviously, we are following, but sensing the abnormal circumstances, constitution itself given the power to the union government. And we also say that our constitution is the source of power for both union government and state governments as well. So, the critics generally say that the state government works under the union government. This is wrong. The state government and the union government derives their power from the constitution. Constitution is the ultimate source of power. It is the supreme authority. So, here we cannot say that we do not follow the concept of federalism. So, federalism is obviously followed, but we agree that most of the provisions are bent towards the union government. As the critics K.C. Ware also says that Indian federalism is not pure federalism. We have a quasi-federalism type. So, we are not pure, we have quasi-federalism. Even many thinkers like we have Maurice Jones. Maurice Jones have said that Indian federalism is a bargaining federalism. So, bargaining federalism is a concept coined by Maurice Jones, who says that when there is unequal distribution of power between union government and the state government would generally appeal to the union government for giving more powers, and that is what generally happens in India. Many state governments would ask for more grants from union government depending upon their financial conditions, and union government also taking the recommendation of various constitutional bodies like Finance Commission, it will devolve finances to the state governments. So, we have a bargaining concept of federalism. So, here we cannot ultimately say that India does not follow the concept of federalism, and we cannot say that we have a unitary concept of system. We say that we have a bargaining federalism. That is what Maurice Jones have called. Another author, we say, another thinker, Granville Austin. Granville Austin has termed Indian federation as cooperative federalism. This is very much important. The concept of cooperative federalism. So what we have, what the system we generally follow today is cooperative federalism, where both union government and state government cooperate each other on various matters, on various subjects, because we have such a diversity in our country. We have multi-religious population, we have diversity in terms of geography. So all these factors would generally tend the union government to cooperate with the state governments. So state governments has its own subjects, it has its own matters which are mentioned in the state list, and many provisions which is a concern for entire nation would be generally decided by the union government by taking support of the state government. So recently we have GST Council bringing GST. GST is again collection of the taxes, which is a lifeline for any administration, and we have followed cooperative federalism in devolving the financial matters. So GST Council, Interstate Council, so these are certain things where the union government and the state government come together and follow certain norms, not disturbing the fabric of integrity and unity. They would come on a platform, cooperate each other for the interest of the nation, for the development of the nation. So as Granville Aston says, Indian federalism is a cooperative federalism. It is in a developing process. Every matter should be taken in a unique way and should be getting a solution. We have many problems, like we have states disputes, we have water disputes. So all those disputes would be solved with a very cordial manner, with consensus developing between the state and union government. So we generally follow cooperative federalism. So the concept of federalism is not that, as critics say, India do not follow federalism or India is totally a unitary state. Though we have a concept of federalism which is a sui generis, that is unique to India, we also have upheld the concept of autonomy or independency of the state in various matters. So by this we would finishing the concept of federalism. We have a quick check here. So few questions just to understand the concept. Which among the following are examples of coming together federalism? As I said, coming together federalism is where small units, weaker units, maybe economically weaker or militarily weaker, would come together to form a strong union. That is coming together federalism. In India, we have a holding together federalism. The small states are not by agreement. So we have divided the states for our convenience and we have hold it together. So here coming together federalism, India is a holding together federalism. So this will not the answer. Again, this will not the answer. We have an answer here. United States, Switzerland and Australia, which follow the pure concept of federalism, where there is a autonomy, complete autonomy given to the smaller units, will follow the coming together federalism. So coming together federalism is followed in United States of America, Switzerland and Australia. India follows holding together federalism. So we have a concept of holding together federalism. So this is one question. So we have holding together federalism. What are the features of this holding together federalism? A large country divides its power between the constituent states and the national government. This is one thing. A large country divides its power between the smaller states, that is territories. The central government tends to be more powerful vis-a-vis the states. So obviously when we say the holding together federalism, we have the central government more powerful because it is more bent towards the union. All the constituent states usually have equal powers. This is a wrong statement, because when we say the central government tends to be more powerful, then obviously this statement is wrong. The states do not have equal powers, they have unequal powers. Constituent states have unequal powers. This is true statement. So answer would be A, B and D. This is the answer. Constituent states usually do not have equal powers because holding together federalism gives more power to the union government. So, the union list includes subjects. So, what are the subjects the union list has? Union list, as we have discussed, union list has more important subjects and most of the subjects are with the union list. Education, forest, marriage, these are the state subjects. Police, day-to-day administration, commerce, agriculture, irrigation, state subjects. Residuary subjects like computer, software, this is also union subjects. Most of the subjects are given to the union government. In concurrent list also union government could make laws. But the important subjects like defense, foreign affairs, banking, currency, communications, these are the important strategic subjects mentioned in the union list. So, the union list includes subjects like defense, foreign affairs, banking, currency and communication. So, this would be the answer. This is a bit larger question. Let us see this. Consider the following statements on the practice of federalism in India. Identify those which hold true for decentralization after 1992. See, that is by 73rd and 74th Amendment Act, we have brought local self-government. So, local self-government is again a feature of federalism because we are giving autonomy to a governing body, self-government. So, local governments did not have any power or resources of their own. After 1992, local governments had power, had resources. They would decide on their own resources. So, this statement is wrong. They had power. It became constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local governments. Yes, this is correct statement because after 73rd and 74th Amendment Act, we have Article 243K which brings mandatory to conduct periodical elections at local level. The state governments are required to share some power and revenue with local government bodies. Yes, this is also true because when we say powers to the local government, that is under Article 243P, the panchayats should be given power to the local governments, or the state government should give power to decentralize. That is the concept of decentralize, where the state government should delegate certain powers or to devolve certain revenues to the local government. So, this statement also holds true. No seats are reserved in the elected bodies for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. So, this statement is wrong. Seats are reserved. Seats are reserved under Article 243. Under Article 243D, the constitution has provided for the reservation in panchayats, and again under Article 243T for municipalities. So, these are the two articles which provides reservation for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes at local body elections. So, we can say that this statement is wrong and this statement is wrong. So, answer is B and C. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following governments has two or more levels? The entire class depends on this topic, where we say there are two independent units, two or more independent units. It has to be a federal government. So, federalism is where we have independent autonomous units deriving their power from constitution. So, this is the end of our topic federalism. We would be coming up with next topic, next important topic. Do watch my videos. Thank you.